So welcome back to another My League rebuild here on NBA 2K20. In today's video, we're going to be doing an RJ Hampton Atlanta Hawks rebuild. Now, he is listed as a point guard on most mock drafts, most rosters on here, or excuse me, most draft classes on here as well. I'm obviously going to be running him at the shooting guard spot. Trae Young's only 6'1", RJ Hampton's 6'5". It kind of does make sense for me. So I'm super pumped to see how this team can do. I'm super excited to see how this backcourt can work out. So we did just draft him. We ended up getting the 3rd overall pick in the draft. I just selected him there. He's probably going to be more between like 4 to 7 range in real life if I had to guess. But we're going to use him here today. He's going to be the kind of the focus of this rebuild. Also, before we do get into this rebuild, I'm kind of excited and happy to announce actually that starting so I'm recording this video on Tuesday night. So you guys will see this on Wednesday. So either tomorrow, so either Thursday or Friday, you guys will see episode 1 of kind of my new like weekly podcast I'm going to be doing. It's going to be called Let's Talk NBA. We're going to be doing episode 1. I'm not going to tell you guys what it's about. I have a script for it. I'm going to probably record it after I do this video. I'm starting this video, recording this at 11:26 p.m. on Tuesday night, so who knows how late I'll be up tonight, but I want to get that video out for you guys as well. I think it's going to be really solid. If you guys enjoy it, we can probably start a series where I maybe do 1 to 2 of those a week instead of just a rebuild, because I mean, these do get repetitive, and as I mentioned, I do love talking about the NBA. You guys can give me some ideas to talk about. I came up with this one on my own, but I definitely think it's a good starting video. So if you guys are looking forward to that, please let me know that down below in the comment section, along with maybe some other video ideas for that. I do already have the first one set, so not for the first one, but as well as any other video ideas for rebuilds. So thank you guys for listening to that. Back to this rebuild. I'm going to keep it honest with you. I don't know much about RJ Hampton. I don't really watch overseas basketball. I believe he's from New Zealand. He's going to be a 75. Oh, Australia, maybe. I don't even know. He's not from. He didn't play college basketball in the United. Well, he didn't play college basketball, I guess. So he is going to be our new starting shooting guard. The way I normally go with these rebuilds is they are my starter for the entire video. RJ Hampton, 19 years old, going to be a 76 overall. They're my starter for the entire video no matter what. If they end up putting up 12 points a game, they got to stay here. If they put up 30 points a game, they're staying. Like, it's basically no matter what. So this is going to be our backcourt most likely the whole video. I don't really plan on trading Trae Young pretty much for anything. So yeah, he's going to be our starting point guard the entire video most likely as well. We have no team player options. This Hawks team obviously traded for Clint Capella at the deadline, and I believe a 4-team trade, which also landed them Jeff Teague, I believe. Charles Brown Jr., no. DeAndre Bembry, no. Damian Jones, no, I'm good. Scalabissiere, no. What pick was Scalabissiere? Okay, he was 28. I don't know why I thought he was a higher pick for some reason. I'm definitely thinking, maybe I'm thinking of Willie Cauley-Stein or something, but I'm definitely thinking of somebody else from Kentucky. Did Willie Cauley-Stein go to Duke or Kentucky? I think he went to Kentucky. I could be wrong. I don't really need comments about that, though. So, looking at this roster for the time being, RJ Hampton and Kevin Huerter are definitely going to be a deadly duo going forward. They're both going to be really solid for us, I'm hoping. Kevin Huerter is obviously a lights-out three-point shooter. I could have possibly kept him and maybe done Kevin Huerter with a different team or kept him in the starting lineup, but he's only 21. I still think they're going to be a pretty nasty duo going forward. DeAndre Hunter was the 4th overall pick in last year's draft. I feel like he had a shaky start to this season. I feel like I remember hearing some of that. I didn't really end up hearing much about him going forward. And then Cameron Reddish was the 10th overall pick in the 2019 draft, so I'm hoping one of these two can emerge. I'm probably going to give DeAndre Hunter the start just because I think he's going to probably turn into a higher overall than Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish, eventually I'd like to be my 6th or 7th man. John Collins is an absolute stud, unbelievable player, hopefully getting going forward. And then Clint Capella in here as well. Bruno Fernando was a 2nd-round pick in last year's draft. He's a 75 overall, so not too bad at all. Dwayne Dedmon is somebody I definitely want to get off the books. $13 million, not really needing him anymore. So basically the starting lineup for next year is set. I'm just kind of looking for bench pieces. There's a really good thing about this team in that there's a lot of young players on here, so we're going to have a ton of cap space if at one point in time we do want to sign a free agent. Basically the only spot it would be for free agent is kind of a small forward because obviously RJ Hampton's starting. Trae Young's not going anywhere. John Collins is an absolute stud. And then Clint Capella is also like kind of like the second option, well, replacing him as a starter. So I think he's going to do super well for us. I'm excited to see what he can do. But first and foremost, I do want to get Dwayne Dedmon off our books. I don't really think we need him on this team anymore. Basically, whatever I can take, I will get. Pat Beverly would be nice. I don't need a backup point guard, though. That's the one position I'm not going for a backup. At Taurean Prince, no. Sivi Makayak, not really. We'll take a 1st-round pick from the San Antonio Spurs. Send Dwayne Dedmon back to San Antonio. I believe he was there at one point in his career. Anthony Davis is here. That would obviously be nice. I'm not going to go out and sign Anthony Davis, though. Doesn't really make much sense. I know these are unrealistic rebuilds, but I still like them to make a little bit of sense. So I need a backup power forward. That's it, literally. So I'm kind of looking at, like, maybe Paul Millsap. I want to bring him back to Atlanta, though. He's 35 years old. He has a 2-year offer from the Miami Heat. I'd probably be smart to take that. I'm thinking of Jabari Parker. He had a stint in Atlanta, I believe, right? Unless I'm just tripping. I believe he had a little small short stint in Atlanta. Yeah, he hadn't. No, it was actually this past year. Not bad. 13 points. How many minutes per game did he play? 25 minutes a night with 13.5 points, 6 boards, 1.5 assists. That's not bad. Definitely could come in and be. I mean, he's only 25 years old. Christian Wood is also another option. He's obviously on my All-NBA coronavirus team. Davis Bertans, though, actually seriously interests me. I think I'm going to give Davis Bertans a shot. I like him coming off our bench. He can stretch the floor. He can do a lot for us. He might be a restricted free agent. If he is, obviously he's... Oh, never mind, he's not. So we're cool there. Davis Bertans is basically going to be our one signing of free agency. I don't really need to sign anybody else. So, yeah, we got 9 guys going forward, which is kind of nice. I'm excited to see how this team can do. I'll see you guys at the start of the first year. All right, guys, so year number 1, this is how the rotation is going to look. Trae Young and RJ Hampton is our backcourt, as I mentioned previously. Probably going to be like that for the whole video. Also, for those of you who ask me in the comment section, do I use untapped potential? Yes, I do. I use them all the time. I used to try to show it, and I'd always forget because I used to actually never show it, and then you guys asked. I tried, and now I just forget all the time. So I'll go over who I try to send untapped potential if I can remember. I ended up actually sending these 3, or excuse me, RJ Hampton, DeAndre Hunter, and I sent Clint Capella. Probably should have sent John Collins, but Clint Capella got up to an A+ potential, so I'm happy with that. I think Collins is probably already an A+, if not an A. 2K pretty much gives everybody an A or an A+. It's just kind of how it goes. DeAndre Hunter was up to an A+, so hopefully he can end up turning out into something special. DeAndre Hunter, or excuse me, RJ Hampton only went to an A-. He was actually a B+. So that's interesting. I'm hoping he can still be solid for us. If he ends up not doing anything, that would kind of suck. But I think he's probably going to be the 2nd or 3rd leading scorer here in the starting lineup, obviously behind Trae Young. So the bench looks like this. Davis Bertans going to come in here, be our 6-man, 25 minutes a night for him. Kevin Huerter going to be a great shooter off this bench. Cam Reddish in here as well. And then Bruno Fernando. So I'm super excited to see how this team can do. I definitely think we're going to be competing for a playoff spot. Hopefully somewhere between a 1 and a 4 seed, maybe 5 seed. Yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the first year. Giannis takes home the MVP award here at the end of the first year. Yeah, not really much of a surprise there. I feel it's like it's either always him or Doncic. We go 59 and 23 on the year, though. Very happy with that record. A little bit better than I honestly thought we were going to do. James Wiseman does take home Rookie of the Year. He ended up in Detroit. Dennis Schroeder, 6-man in Oklahoma City. Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like these are always the same. John Morant, Most Improved. Don't really see that a ton, especially because he's only in the 2nd season, but hey, it's okay. Mike Stafford actually does get Coach of the Year for us, and Trae Young makes the All-NBA first team. We ended up as a 1 seed. A little bit of a surprise, I would definitely say. I mean, I said we're going to end up somewhere between the 1 and 5 seed, and happened to be 1. So I'm not complaining. Trae Young, 32 points a game. I mean, unbelievable. John Collins, double-double, 17 and 10.5. I believe he is a free agent this offseason. Yes, he is. Trae Young still has 1 more year before he is. Clint Capella, 15 points, 13 boards. All I really need from him. RJ Hampton, 14 points, 9 assists in his rookie year. Pretty content with that. DeAndre Hunter, not too bad. Still could potentially look for, a superstar in free agency if one, comes along. So we do have Miami here in the first round. A very, very solid team. Nonetheless, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Andre Iguodala, Duncan Robinson. We're up 3-0. And, yeah, thank you very much. So, round number 2 here. Give me Brooklyn. I don't want Giannis. I don't want Giannis. You gave me Giannis. I gave me Giannis. Yeah, not the easiest of second-round matchups. I would much rather do this in the Eastern Conference Finals, but... Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. We're down 3-2 after being up 3-2, and we go on to lose 4 straight. Okay, not exactly ideal, but, Giannis is pretty impossible to beat. When I was simming the season before this, the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals, and somehow the Minnesota Timberwolves are here, but the 76ers are now back-to-back champions. Embiid won the Finals MVP the first year. Simmons wins it this year, so... Looks like they're going to be our real threat here in the Eastern Conference. So, also, I'll show you my staff. I don't think anything's going to change on here. Totally forgot to do that. Logan Smith, Owen Masters, Michael Stauffer, Trent Peterson. I need a new head scout. I just kept the one that the Hawks had, and then Randy Martin. So, I'll just take Eldon Stewart. And, yeah, he's here as well. So, yeah, our staff's pretty much set for the whole video. No real reason to do anything there. So let's head up to this draft now. We end up with the 29th pick in the first round. That's pretty expected. I don't really think I need to draft anybody here, if we're going to be honest. I'm going to send this pick to Philly, along with another second for a first-round pick. So I think we have enough young guys on this team. I think it's time for a veteran to come in. Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter, and Cameron Reddish, all welcome back to the team. Very excited to have all of you. John Collins obviously going to be receiving that qualifying offer. And now let's head into moratorium here, where we can potentially look for some free agents. I think immediately Giannis Antetokounmpo is kind of screaming, I want to become a member of the Atlanta Hawks. Paul George could also be an interesting team or excuse me, an interesting member for this team. I don't really think I'm interested in really anybody else. John Collins, I'm going to end up probably trying to give his qualifying offer to, because if you end up giving somebody their qualifying offer, they end up, you know, obviously getting like $3 million. Or what I'll actually probably do is just accept his deal and then just keep declining it. Gordon Hayward could be like a last resort for this team. If I'm going to get Gordon Hayward, though, I'm probably just going to roll with DeAndre Hunter. So, number one, I'm going to go out and try to sign Giannis. That's the most it lets me give him. I'm going to give him a player option with a no-trade clause. Is he interested in this deal? He is. Not his number one, though. Paul George is going to be option number 2 here. Player option. I'm also going to toss him a no-trade clause. Is he going to like this deal? He is. So it looks like Paul George is going to be coming here. We cannot afford both of them. I know that as a fact. So I'm not going to accept John Collins. I'm also not going to renounce the rights on John Collins. And so we still have $2 million in cap space. I'm going to wait until after moratorium to sign John Collins. Basically, if you don't know what I'm doing right now, I'm giving him an offer every day of free agency, and then I'm not accepting it, and then I'm not going to renounce his rights, which basically allows me to sign Paul George and then go over go over my cap and allow me to re-sign John Collins as well. So let me just keep doing this. John Collins is going to max him out. Probably going to accept it every day if I had to imagine. Do not renounce the rights. Still got $2 million. We're going to do this for one final day and then give John Collins pretty much a 5-year max deal. So hopefully he accepts this offer, because I just maxed him out. If he doesn't like our, okay, he does. We're good. Not going to accept it. Not going to renounce the rights. Paul George is officially a member of the Atlanta Hawks. John Collins has 5 offers. He's going to go to the Heat. I don't know what happened to them signing Giannis, but I'm just going to take John Collins now. Where did Giannis just go? The Trailblazers. The Trailblazers were trying to get Paul George. I should have waited and tried to sign Giannis. We were his number 2, but it's okay. Paul George is going to be our starting small forward at this point in time. So I think potentially we obviously don't need all 3 of these guys. I'm going to roll with probably DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish. See, I just don't really know what I want to do here. It's just such an iffy spot because, like, I don't really need any backup positions. I'm good with Davis Bertans. I'm good with John Collins. Maybe if, like, Clint Capella, Bruno Fernando, and Cam Reddish could get me, like, Joel Embiid, I would definitely be interested in that. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility, though. If I do Clint Capella, Bruno Fernando, and Cam Reddish, we're still $2 million off. You know what? I would actually throw you DeAndre Hunter, who would probably make this work. Does he say he's untouchable? Yeah, he's totally untouchable. All right. I don't think this is going to work. I will attempt to make it work. Probably not going to happen, though. Yeah. All right. We tried for Embiid. I doubt. Well, first of all, I guarantee they think that he's untouchable. Okay, so they don't consider DeAndre Ayton untouchable. So I'm going to do my best to go out and get him. I'll throw you Bruno Fernando, and I'll also toss you Cameron Reddish for DeAndre Ayton. And first-round pick here, first-round pick here. They agree to that. Okay, so we traded for DeAndre Ayton. It was definitely a little bit of an overpay just because, I mean, I get it. DeAndre Ayton is obviously a really good center. Is he that much better than Clint Capella? Like, yes, he's obviously a ton better than Clint Capella, but is he that much better that you would give up Cameron Reddish, Bruno Fernando, and 2 first-round picks? I don't know, but I'm fine with it. I wanted to change some things up. We are now all set. Actually, no, we're not. I need a backup center. Don't have enough money for Steven Adams. That would have been cool. Boban, Kenneth Faried. Oh, boy. I'm going to give Faried an offer and then probably end up trading him. Because after this team is really all set. Let me see what I can do with Kenneth Faried. I'll move him down to a power forward. He actually goes up to a 79 overall. Faried. And then I'll do a first-round pick from us, and then I'll do a second-round pick as well. Just looking for a backup big man. Daniel Gafford is probably who it's going to be. I mean, there's no real reason to take anybody else unless I see, like, yeah, there's nobody else here. Daniel Gafford, welcome to the team. It's not that much different than, who did we just trade? I honestly forget his name. But whoever we just traded, he's not that much different than. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2 of the rotation. So we start season number 2 here, and this is how the rotation is going to be looking. Trae Young and RJ Hampton still our backcourt. Paul George, the new addition in here at small forward. He's a 90 overall. He's obviously regressed. He hasn't had the best season in real life, but I'm still okay with it. I'm hoping he's going to shine next to Trae Young, put up like 22, 23 points a game. All I really need from him. John Collins, and then our new addition of DeAndre Ayton in here, former number 1 overall pick. Very excited to see how he can do in the pick-and-roll game with Trae Young. Off the bench, we got DeAndre Hunter. Those of you who are going to be mad at me in the comment section for not letting this young team develop, I apologize. I like to do, I like to go out and win championships. I don't like to wait 4 years to do it. Davis Bertans also going to be on this bench. Obviously, a really good stretch guy. Can stretch the floor off the bench. A really good three-point shooter. Kevin Huerter is an unbelievable three-point shooter off this bench. And then Daniel Gafford in here as well, backup big man. 78 overall, not that big of a deal. So I'm excited to see how this team can do. We were 1 seed last year. We obviously made a ton of moves this offseason. I'm hoping we can win a championship, Jesus Christ. And I'll see you guys at the end of the second season. Luka Doncic takes home the MVP award here at the end of the second season. 0.1 rebounds off a triple-double. That sucks. We go 69-13 right there in the bottom right corner. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year, pretty much always wins it in Oklahoma City. Nikola Vucevic, 6th man in Philadelphia. That's an interesting addition. I'm assuming they probably traded like Tobias Harris for him. I don't get it. It's weird. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year. Not even going to give it a try. I'm honestly not even going to give it a try. Mike Stafford does win Coach of the Year for us. So we are 1 seed with 69 wins. We can check out these standings right here. Philadelphia 76ers are the 2 seed. Did they trade? Yeah, they probably traded Tobias Harris for... Talk about shit that makes no sense. Like, you know what? Not even really worth it. Yeah, best record in the NBA, player stats on the year for us. Trae Young, less in scoring, DeAndre Ayton, John Collins, RJ Hampton, Paul George was a disappointment. God damn, I really wish I didn't give him a no-trade clause at this point because I would just let DeAndre Hunter do the same thing for a whole lot less money. But getting that CP3 contract right there. All right, rebounds was DeAndre Ayton. Assists was Trae Young. All right, so first round here, we got Miami once again. If we win this series, we're either going to be taking on Cleveland or Boston in the next round. I would like to not lose to Miami, please. That would be ideal. We're a 1 seed. They're an 8 seed. Typically, it's not how this works. This ain't no March Madness out here. I guess nobody's really watching March Madness this year. Fucking kill for that. Boston here in round number 2. Kemba, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Vernon Carey Jr. Yeah. That's a good team. Gordon Hayward no longer with them, but they're obviously still probably one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Bottom of the East, it's a 6 versus 7 seed of Washington and New York. No, we're not losing to the Celtics. This fucking team. Who the hell is on the New York Knicks? Nico Mannion, Zaire Williams, Kevin Knox, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Hassan White. What the hell is that team? I cannot believe we lost. I'm mad about it. I'm pissed about it, but is what it is. NBA Finals are going to be the Celtics and the Trailblazers. If my Celtics, or if I can't win it, I want my Celtics to. They're up 3-1 against Portland. They go on to win. Kemba Walker, Finals MVP. So, third and final shot here. You don't like it when these things are this hard, but sometimes it does happen. I don't think it's our staff in any way, shape, or form. We have an A+ in offense and an A+ in defense head coach. Can't really get much better than that. Let's head up to the draft. I will not draft Joe Nobody, don't you worry. We end up with the 23rd pick from Oklahoma City. Again, don't need it. I'll just send it to Philadelphia for a future first. Let's see what we can kind of do here. I'm interested. I don't know if what we're really going to have for options. Trae Young is a free agent. Obviously need to bring him back. So is DeAndre Ayton. So is Kevin Huerter. That's just awesome. Love that. Good Lord. What I'm probably going to end up doing is just cheesing this game to its full potential and giving Trae Young a max deal, and it's going to end up giving him his qualifying offer, because why wouldn't I do that? I'm going to do the same with DeAndre Ayton probably. And then Kevin Huerter is in here as well. He wants a lot of goddamn money, but that's okay. So we're going to agree to terms with all those guys. If this game does do what it normally does, they're all going to end up getting their qualifying offers. Maybe it'll glitch. Maybe it does. Maybe it won't. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, they're all going to get their qualifying offers. Okay, that's huge. I love when this game glitches. Sometimes it screws me over, but sometimes I love it. So yeah, they're all going to be making like under $5 million, which is just insane for how good they are at this point. So definitely not complaining about that. RJ Hampton's still only an 81 overall. That kind of sucks. I don't know if that's necessarily making us not win games. I did give Paul George a no-trade clause. As you can see right here, his no-trade clause is still on. It is possible to potentially still trade them, though. Yeah, no, so he doesn't want to be traded. So basically, you can only trade a guy under a no-trade clause if he, like, wants to go. It's a weird thing 2K does, but sometimes you actually can get offers for them. At this point in time, we're kind of at a lock. We're locked. I don't really know if there's much I can do with this team. I don't really think there is anything I should do with this team. I don't want, like, Paul George coming off the bench. Like, I don't really also want to trade Kevin Huerter, but, like, if I can get something insane for Kevin Huerter and Daniel Gafford, like, I'll look. I mean, it can't hurt. Tyler Hero in here. It's honestly not a bad option. I think I'd probably take Tyler Hero over Kevin Huerter. Killian Hayes. This guy just won most improved. No, screw it. Let's take Tyler Hero. He's going to come in here. He's probably a little bit of a better player than Kevin Huerter is at this point. He's probably going to end up being our new 6-man, him or DeAndre Hunter in here as well. So, interesting spot. Davis Bertans is still in here. We have 3 A+ shooters, and yeah, off the bench, which is kind of insane. I just don't. What do I want to do at this point? Kira Lewis Jr. Also, when I trade prospects and they have good value and I don't know who they are, I'm sorry, I don't really tend to watch. I can just trade right back for Daniel Gafford. I don't tend to watch a lot of college basketball, especially not guys who are like 2-3 years away from being drafted. So I apologize if I don't know who somebody is or trade him for like somebody else. But yeah, this is what we're going to go with. I'm still going to stick with RJ Hampton. That's how I do these videos. I'm not going to take it back. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the start of the third and final year. So I'm seriously starting to regret my choice of signing Paul George. You guys will see in just a second why that is. It is what it is. You live and you learn. Trae Young and RJ Hampton still our backcourt. RJ Hampton's only an 83 overall. Not every prospect's going to turn into a 90 overall by the third season. It's just not going to happen. It's kind of how these go. They're 3-season rebuilds. I'm still content with it. He's still putting up, like, what did he put up last year? What were his points? I didn't even really notice it because, ooh, did he make he made all rookie first team first year. Yeah, I mean, whoops, wrong department. I mean, he put up 15 points last year. Like, that's not bad in any way, shape, or form with Trae Young, Paul George, and DeAndre Ayton, who are all scoring a lot of points. But it is what it is. For scoring options, I'm actually going to set those. I'm going to do Trae Young and Paul George. If DeAndre Ayton wants to be third, he can be third. If RJ Hampton wants to be third, he can be third. If John Collins wants it, he can. I just want Paul George to be second because I need him to be like a leader on this team. Trae Young's obviously going to put up 30 whatever points, but Paul George, I'm not expecting him to have like an MVP type season. Give me 20 points and play good defense. That's all I need from you. Make me regret signing you a little bit less. John Collins and DeAndre Ayton do round out our starting five. This is why I'm regretting signing Paul George, because DeAndre Hunter's an 88 and making a whole lot less money. But again, I don't really know what I would have done with that money, even if I did end up not signing Paul George. Like, where am I spending it on? What starter am I replacing? I don't think it's any of them, really. Tyler Hero going to come in here, be our 7th man, 16 minutes a night. Davis Bertans still in here all the way from season number 1. And then Daniel Gafford, who I traded and then traded right back for. Not that big of a deal. Going to come in here, be our 9th and final guy in this rotation. So, third and final shot here. Let's see if we can do it. I'll catch you guys at the end of the third season. So, our point guard, Trae Young, does take home the MVP award here at the end of the third and final year. We go 62 and 20. You can see that in the bottom right corner. Was hoping we'd be a little bit better, but hey, as long as we get a championship, that's all I care about. I still do regret signing Paul George, championship or not. I do. I absolutely do. Should have let him develop, but that's just like the wannabe get everybody guy in me that didn't really make sense. Me wanting to get every single superstar in me, not realizing that DeAndre Hunter's probably going to develop. But it's past that. Rocco Praxian. I'm sorry, I don't know who it is. For all you Rocco Praxian, I can't pronounce that name. Rocco European fans in the comment section, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Bull, 6th man of the year. Dude ends up developing crazy. Tony Davis, defensive player of the year in LA. Pat Williams, sounds like the whitest name in the world, but he's just not bad in the slightest. And then Mike Stafford does take home coach of the year for us there. So, third year in a row, we're a 1 seed. I'm trying to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We have yet to even do that yet. Best record, I believe, 3rd year in a row, but hey, let's see if we can do it. Paul George, 16 points. That's not ideal. But RJ Hampton is our second scorer. He's up to an 85 overall. Rebounds, DeAndre Ayton, and then assists did go to Trae Young. All right, we got Boston here in the first round. Not ideal. I mean, we lost them last year. Oh, God, just don't let me lose the Celtics in the first round. Don't shoot me with my own bullet. They're my team. Just don't do it to me. 3-2. Come on, just win. There we go. Okay, we got Brooklyn here in round number 2. They lost Kyrie Irving. Spencer Dinwiddie's an 88 overall. Landers Nolly, another white-ass name. Kevin Durant. Rocco, my boy Rocco. Jared Allen. Justin Robinson. DeAndre Jordan is still here for some reason. All right, we got them in the Eastern Conference semis. Winner takes on Detroit or Cleveland. Come on, baby. Give me it. Come on. Just one time. There we go. Eastern Conference Finals here taking on Detroit, who has Kyrie Irving. Okay, cool. Dennis Schroeder. Jabari Smith Jr. Who? Evan Mobley, James Wiseman, Jesus Christ, Jonas Valanciunas, Doumbouya, Thomas Satoransky, Kevin Looney, Delon Wright. That's a good team. In the West, it's Portland and Golden State. We're up 2-0 here quickly. 3-0 on Detroit. Come on, baby. Let's go. Give me that energy. On to the NBA Finals, taking on the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Eric Pascal, Ogana, I cannot pronounce that name. Boogie's their 6th man, Greg Brown the 3rd, Anthony Simmons. Give me a W, baby. Come on. Don't do this to me. I don't need Steph Curry popping off right now. We're 2-2 right now. All right, we're going to game 6 here. Come on. Just, I will play the best 2K of my life if you let me come on. Oh, we're not. Nope, that one's going to Golden State. Game 7 here in Atlanta. Do or die time for us. We're coming out swinging, baby. That's what I like to see. Oh my God, we're blowing them out of the water. Thank you for coming, Steph. You're a grandpa. I'll see you guys in there. So we're here in the game right now. Starters obviously going to want to get them. I'm clicking X. All right, starters are coming in the game. We're up by 29 points with 3 or just under 4 minutes left to go. I'm not really too worried about this one. So, yeah, I still do regret signing Paul George. I'm not going to dwindle on it too much. We're going to win a championship. So normally at this point... Okay, normally at this point in the videos, I like to, you know, kind of just go over the state of the team, kind of like what I think their future is, what I think they should do. They should just continue doing what they've been doing. They have been on an unbelievable track after drafting Trae Young. They always had an interesting team. I said this in a video the other day. Those teams with like Paul Millsap, Al Horford, Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, guys like that could just never get over that hump. And I'm hoping this new kind of Hawks team can do that, because I look at a guy like Trae Young. He's absolutely a franchise piece. There's no doubt about that. I think the Trae Young, Luka Doncic draft day trade is going to turn out to be one of the biggest win-wins for both teams in NBA history. I mean, that's the way it's looking at this point. I don't really see an L for anybody at this point. I mean, okay, that's going to be a foul. Obviously, I think Luka Doncic is going to go down having the better career, but I think Trae Young is definitely the much better fit in Atlanta, if you kind of know what I mean on that point. But yeah, this team's obviously going to end up with probably a top 5, top 6, 7 pick in this year's draft. If they can get an Anthony Edwards, if they somehow get like a top 2 picks and they can get him, they don't really need James Wiseman, but if they want to trade that pick and get a LaMelo Ball, Cole Anthony, just somebody like that that can play next to Trae Young. I get it. I like Kevin Huerter too. I think he's more like going to be a bench piece for them. I strongly believe that. I think they do need to figure out what the development track is for DeAndre Hunter or Cam Reddish, which one of them they want to start going forward. I know they both had kind of a shaky rookie year, I believe. I didn't watch a lot of Hawks games. Hawks fans, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section. I very well could be. I am a lot. No reason to think I wouldn't be now. But I think they just got to keep going on this thing, on this like kind of wave right here. Don't do what I did. Don't go out and try to sign a marquee free agent. DeAndre Ayton, can you hit a 3-pointer? Let's fucking go, baby. Was that only 2? It was only 2. Don't go out and try to splash money. Unless you're getting like Giannis or Kawhi, there's absolutely no reason to go out and like try to sign like Paul George or DeMar DeRozan or somebody like that. Like, that's just dumb. It's dumb. It's going to screw you up in the future when you have to pay guys like John Collins, pay guys like Trae Young, which is ultimately going to be your building blocks going forward. They have a really good rim protector right now with Clint Capella that I think ultimately is going to be kind of their center probably for the future. I think the Clint Capella like time in Houston was honestly a little bit better than some people kind of made it out to be. I mean, people were like, I saw some trade packages that were literally giving him away for like 2 8th guys in the rotation and like a 2nd-round pick. Like, Clint Capella is a really solid center. I know he's not having like the best year of his career, but like he's a double-digit board guy, can probably put up 12 to 14 points a game, and like still obviously a really solid defensive center. Like, that's pretty much what you need. Like, if you're gonna have like if with a team like the Atlanta Hawks who has a bunch of shooters, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't have a lot of shooters, then yeah, you want a center who can stretch the floor. But like with a team like this, the Atlanta Hawks, literally a guy like Clint Capella is exactly what you need. Pick and roll game. It's going to be absolutely fire. He's going to play great next to John Collins, I think. Paul George can hit this right now, please. Thank you very much. That's just my thought going forward. He's also young, which is huge. He's on not a bad deal in the slightest. Like, guys in the NBA today, all those like kind of top tier center guys, I'm not saying Clint Capella's in that top tier, but like the really solid starters tend to make like close to max money. Clint Capella's making like, I think it caps at like $18 million. RJ Hampton going to miss that layup. Awesome. Make sure you're looking good. He does have 29 points, 1 rebound, and 11 assists though. But that's what I'm trying to say. He's not making a lot of money. You guys are they're gonna have a lot of cap space this offseason. I know that. And I know like basically the only marquee free agent is DeMar DeRozan, if you even want to call him a marquee free agent at this point. If they go out and like there are rumors about that, that's just dumb. It's dumb. It's stupid. The Atlanta Hawks, I don't even know the name of their GM, but whoever it is has been doing an unbelievable job so far with this rebuild, because things were not looking up before they drafted Trae Young in the slightest. RJ Hampton just blow by, go home, and slam it home, baby, for his 31st point on the night. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. I think that's what they should kind of do. Also, if you guys are wondering, yeah, this is kind of going to be what podcasts are like. You know what? I said I wasn't going to tell you guys what the title of the first podcast or what like the topic was. It's going to be 3 guys that need to be traded this offseason. 2 of them are for sure. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with the first 2. And then the third one's going to be a little bit of a debate. Some people are going to wholeheartedly agree with me. Some guys are going to wholeheartedly disagree with me. I don't really think there's any going in between on that one, but we'll see what we can do. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. I'll see you guys with the Finals MVP. My guess for Finals MVP is Trae Young, and yeah, it is. 27.5 points, 4 rebounds, almost 10 assists, half a steal, no blocks a game. We do get a championship. little bit of an interesting path I ended up taking. Why signing Paul George probably wasn't my best move, but yeah. Ended up the RJ Hampton Atlanta Hawks rebuild with 1 championship. RJ Hampton absolutely balled out in that Game 7 in the NBA Finals. So that is obviously awesome to see. What I need right now is video ideas in the comment section. I literally barely thought of this video right before I recorded. I literally was looking at mock drafts and ended up coming up with this. Yeah, I need video ideas. I know there's like a Denny. I can't pronounce his last name. If one of you could like give me the pronunciation of his last name in the comment section. It's some Denny guy. He's supposed to be like a top 2, top 3 pick. I will absolutely do a prospect rebuild with him. I just don't know who it is. I'll try to look up some things about him and how to pronounce his name first and foremost, but I don't know a ton about him. I barely know anything about RJ Hampton. I just did a whole rebuild on him, so I guess I could. Pronouncing names is kind of a key when he's this guy, your star of your rebuild. So any other rebuilds, please feel free to leave down below in the comment section. Podcast episode 2 needs a topic. I don't currently have one. Obviously, I'm going to get a lot of comments when I actually upload that. It's either going to be Thursday or Friday, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. It's probably going to be between a 10 and 15 minute video. Nothing too long, sweet and short. Get in, get out. Obviously, I'd like to talk to you guys in the comment section about it as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new, please make sure to subscribe. If you guys did enjoy the video, please feel free to leave a like down below. It does help me out a lot. That's it for me. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.